Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be going over some sets that Aerosol, our teammate, submitted. Since we don't have a Tentacruel, I asked if he could record his games with Tentacruel, and actually this is going to be an Open Ultra. I think it's Tentacruel and Cobaleon, so let's go ahead and get into the video. But first, if you haven't, definitely hit that subscribe button, and let's get into it. If I remember how to get back to the video. There we go! All right, so we're going to be showcasing 3 sets here. So Cobaleon is the lead with Trevenant and Tentacruel in the back. Tentacruel is just so freaking bulky in Open Ultra. But let's go ahead and get into this first matchup. So Cobaleon against Dragonite. It's not as bad as you would think. You do have the Stone Edge, but they have the superpower, so you got to make sure you catch it if you can. Aerosol obviously is an insanely good battler. Look at how much Outrage does to this Tentacruel. It does like literally nothing. Unfortunately, the opponent does have an Armored Mewtwo. Armored Mewtwo actually has a really unique like move set for this meta. It's one of the few confusion users, I guess. I guess you could see it on Cresselia, but most people use Psycho Cut. So yeah, Armored Mewtwo, super bulky, confusion, has Psy Strike, has it has a rock move. I think it's Rock Slide, and then Dynamic Punch as well. So really can diversify its movesets depending on where you want to have it on your team. I think I have an Armored Mewtwo that I've used, so maybe I'll showcase some of that too, because I think it is worth doing. Anyways, back into this game, we've gained a shield advantage throughout all the matchups. They're coming in with this Cavalier here. We're down to just a low HP Trevenant and this Cobaleon. So we're going to have to shield their move, but it does seem like we could probably counter. We don't have a counter. We can probably double kick this down at this point, and then try to throw the Stone Edge into the Dragonite. I think we're 1 away, and boom. This does so much damage to Dragonite. Dragonite, you have to remember, does have the superpower move, so it is dealing super effective against Cobaleon, but it's nowhere near as bulky as a lot of things are in Ultra League. All right, Talonflame lead. This is obviously like a huge core breaker, but he actually goes into Trevenant here. So the thing about Trevenant is you can either bait or you can just go for it. Actually, this is a CMP tie. If they do get the Shadow Ball off, that's going to be doing a ton of damage. I think you can probably shield this farm down if you wanted to. They probably have an answer though. Yeah, they're coming in Wall Rain. Going to be able to get to these Seed Bombs. Wall Rain, remember, now takes 5 Icicle Spear. What am I saying? 5 fast attacks to get to an Icicle Spear. Jeez. All right. So this matchup's pretty good for Cobaleon. You do have to worry about the Earthquake. So if there is any preservation wanted here on Cobaleon, you could shield. If not, you can either decide to take it or choose to, maybe they're baiting or something like that, or go all in on Tentacruel. Does decide he wants to get the full farm down here. I think this is just an Icicle Spear. Yeah, which we're going to be resisting. Now we have a ton of energy here. You go up to 100. Throw this. This should KO even though it is resisted. It is very low Talonflame, that is. And there's a fighter type in the back, so Tentacruel's going to do well. He's just going to throw out all these Sacred Swords. It's actually a freaking Surfetch. You don't see that every day, but I actually think Surfetch is pretty good in Ultra. I think I have used it. I think I used it with a Trevenant backline. That might have been in Great League, but I think it should still be good either way. Brave Bird from a very high damage, high attack damage Mon, and it looks like it barely did anything. Wow. All right, so you notice the first battles here are at rank 19, but when he gets to, well, after we showcase, I mean, we're showing them linearly. He sent me 4 sets, but I didn't want to play all 4 sets. That's just going to take way too long. Yeah, this matchup kind of interesting. Moonblast is neutral, Stone Edge is neutral, but not doing very much. Looks like he just retains all that energy, goes into a decently safe swap. They come in with Talonflame. Maybe he doesn't, well, yeah, this is a tough matchup for the opponent. Obviously Scald and a farm down. Probably don't even need to shield this unless you want Tentacruel to have a lot of HP, because even if this is Brave Bird, you obviously survive. We saw from an even higher attack Mon, or attack base Mon from the Surfetch, and that was not enough. Probably not worth shielding here, only because they're definitely going to get to farm you down. But we have this matchup locked in for quite a while. I think we already saw Grass Knot and Moonblast, so we know the full move set of this Cresselia. No need to worry about a Future Sight, which is actually the most damaging move that a Cresselia can do to a Trevenant. So gets it down, gonna farm down. It's a Charizard, so AB be with double fire in the back. This Charizard does have the community move of Dragon Breath, and they try to call a bait, but no bait. 2 shields to 2 shields. No one wanted to use a shield that match. They wanted it to be a quick game for the audience to listen to. Okay, Swampert here. Actually, we're ABA weak to Swampert, but Sacred Sword going to be doing a lot of damage, and if they go for the Earthquake, it's very risky for them. If it does get shielded, it's just so good. And then it's just a little easier to just go for the neutral move of Hydro Cannon, but 2 Hydro Cannon doesn't even look like it KOs, so we're going to get to another move here. Swampert going to be pretty low, then Trevenant going to come in. So we're hoping that Tentacruel is very good against the back line, both Mon, and that it can handle both of those Mon. This is just going to be a Hydro Cannon. You can take this on Trevenant. Going to do about 35%. And it does end up being a Charizard. That's fine. And a Togekiss. And they came in with Togekiss. That's interesting. So their win con, I guess, is Charizard, but I think I would have let one move come through on Charizard. Now we're getting fully farmed down here on Togekiss, but not going to go for the Acid Spray. Scald, remember, has a chance to reduce the attack, so just going for that. And they tried to call a bait again. 2 shields. Was that the same game? No, it wasn't, because it was double fire last time. Okay, Nidoqueen is one of the biggest answers to Cobaleon. It literally resists everything that you can do here. The best thing you can do is try to catch an Earth Power, which is 8 poison jabs if you're trying to count at home. It does catch it on Trevenant. Trevenant doesn't have the best matchup here, though. Going to be able to throw this move, although it does seem like opponent is over farming here, and they just end up letting it go. But they do have... I would have just switched into this if I was the opponent. So these first few matches might not be the best games, as they're low rated, but actually he gets his rating, like I said, and he's actually pretty high rated, somewhere in the 2300s, I believe. Goes for the Obstruct, makes sense. Going to be able to strengthen his defense for the future matchups, as well as lower Trevenants there to get countered down, even though it's a ghost type that double resist counter. Going to have a Trevenant of its own. This matchup's kind of actually neutral, but Trevenant has a lot more bulk than... I'm sorry. Tentacruel has a lot more bulk than... yeah, that's going to be GG. Another 2 shield. Okay, see, now you can see his little ELO here. It's 22 something. This is a really good Cobaleon lead. Umbreon just not very good against it. Pidgeot's an interesting switch here because we are taking only neutral damage from the gusts, and we have to make a call here, I guess, if it's going to be Brave Bird. Most of the time it's not going to be, and then once they Feather Dance, they're going to come into the neutral matchup. Trevenant looks kind of scot-free here in the background. Probably going to be something weak to Trevenant in the back, I would think. Goes for the Brave Bird onto this Tentacruel. The timing here is... Did he throw a move or not? I don't remember, but down a shield, just going to let it go. I guess you can go Acid Spray and just try to do fast attack damage as much as possible while lowering the defense 2 stages. Remember that. Acid Spray does reduce by 2 stages. If we are able to get to that Scald, it would do a massive amount of damage. As massive as amount of damage could be against an Umbreon. Going to come in with a Scavalier, and yeah, this match is pretty over. That's GG. Another Nidoqueen. I wonder if he's going to try to go for the catch. This one is a Shadow. Oh, looked like some kind of like lag there. Looked like he was going to either try to catch, doesn't make the catch, ends up just swapping anyways. It's going to be close to 100 energy there. So Nidoqueen and a Dark type in the back. That makes a lot of sense. Could even be something like Double Dark or even a normal typing in the back. So this does make sense. Could even beat G-Fisk in the back if you wanted a soft counter to the ground types that Nidoqueen is a little afraid of. Although then your Swampert matchups would be pretty bad. I would love an Umbreon in the back here, but I don't think it's Umbreon only because Trevenant gets hard countered by Umbreon. I guess we'll just have to see what's in the back. Could be a Swampert of their own. Or even just like a Snorlax. But I think they would have brought Snorlax in, so I'm not too sure at all. We'll see. They're definitely going to come back in with the Nidoqueen. Like I said, this is just a hard counter matchup. But Cobaleon has so much freaking energy at this point. Sacred Swords do deal a decent amount of damage. Probably don't shield if you're on Nidoqueen. Nothing does more than like 30%. And if I was to guess, these Sacred Swords look like they do about 20. Probably need a shield if they're actually going for the Earth powers. You know, Armand in the back is actually weak to Earth power as well, which is why he's staying in Cobaleon here. Kind of just hoping that he can get through this matchup and allow Tentacruel to carry after he gets the damage down. But you probably don't switch after this. You probably want to preserve. Well, unless you think it's if they think it's weak to fighting in the back, you do want to preserve. It does end up being a Lowland Muck, which is not bad for the Tentacruel, I would assume. It's able to throw Dark Pulse, and depending if it has Sludge Wave or Acid Spray, it might be one of those, but I'm guessing it's probably going to go straight Dark Pulse, as that is the most damage move, as it is neutral, where the others are resisted. And it was another dark type in the back. A Lowland Muck. I think a Lowland Muck is criminally underrated in the Ultra League. I know in the past it's been used a lot, but you haven't seen it too much this season. And I'm wondering if it's from the Cobaleon matchup, because Virizian's actually not that bad for a Lowland Muck, especially if you have the Poison Fast Attack versus Snarl. But usually when you have Snarl, you also have Sludge Wave, so there's a trade-off there. And yeah, I'm not sure why we don't see too much of Lowland Muck. Maybe we'll try that one out too. Gigalith. Someone's using the Community Day Mon. Comes in Cresselia, instantly swaps to Trevenant. This is just a big matchup. The matchup's actually not as great as you would think, because it can get to 2 Moonblasts and 1 Shadow Ball does not KO. I believe maybe that's IV dependent, but it's been a while since I've been in this matchup. Now they do shield. The next Shadow Ball will KO, and now you're obliged to use a shield as well. This actually is the exact way you want this to go as the Trevenant. You don't want to go down a shield here. Going even shields, absolutely perfect. And they're for sure not going to shield this one. This matchup is just not very good. Ends up coming in with a Gigalith, but the Seed Bomb is going to be super effective. I imagine... I literally don't know the stats of this. Okay, it looks like it takes 2 Seed Bombs to KO. They're throwing rocks. Is this the new move? No, it's a superpower. Makes sense because the other move's a rock type move. It would be It would be double resisted actually. So makes sense. Comes in Virizian and has Tentacruel. So obviously this matchup's pretty in favor of Tentacruel. They can throw Stone, or I think they have Stone Edge. Yeah, Stone Edge is the neutral move. They have Leaf Blade and Sacred Sword as well. Some other moves that it could have, but both of those moves are resisted by Tentacruel. So goes for the Acid Spray because they have a shield and it's super effective as well, versus the resisted Scald. Buzzwole. I think I might have thrown a lunge there. Try to get this lowered. Make sure that it takes 3 Seed Bombs to KO this Walrein, where now it's only going to take 2 plus all the farm. Probably going to shield this up. He knows the matchup a little better than I do. Okay, perfect. Going for a shield advantage here, and if he wants to farm up with the Cobaleon to do that as well, probably will need to shield the Cobaleon, but going to get a ton of energy in the process. Sacred Sword... I guess, so Sacred Sword's going to be resisted by Buzzwole from the bug typing. Makes a call, but not the correct one. It's fine, though. Have a lot of energy. Probably lives this Icicle Spear. Is going to have the Stone Edge, which is neutral to Buzzwole. Ooh, no move attack going through. Although it might have been CMP. I actually don't know. Oh, it ends up being Trevenant. Stays in a little too long on this Trevenant, though. Gonna shield this Shadow Ball up. Well, he has enough energy for Shadow Ball, but he baits the Seed Bomb. Okay, opponent, I see you. Probably it takes 2 Scolds to kill Buzzwole. I have enough candy and everything to make a Buzzwole for Ultra League, but I really am trying to conserve dust here. I need to make a couple more things for Master League, and I want to make sure that I can play during Master League week, right? So... it's tough life. So probably going for the shield here. Trevenant has a weak matchup in the back. Fantastic no shield by the opponent. Now they are getting a little low here. And they're going to get farmed down. Everything actually is resisted by Tentacruel. I didn't realize that. It's a pretty big counter to Buzzwole. Another Mon that it just hard counters in this meta. Gonna lower the defense, get off the Sacred Sword. This is double resisted, but also the 2 defense drops on the opponent. Are we going to be able to farm it down before it farms us down? Oh, it's tie. It's a tie. Wow. Okay, Walrein, Cobaleon. Obviously, this is a pretty good matchup on the whole, but the Earthquake we saw does about 70%, which surprisingly not as much as I would think. And then they switch into a Charmer, and we've got, I almost said a Alolan Ninetales. We have Tentacruel, and he doesn't go for a full farm down. Wants to throw some energy here to get it easier to farm down. Sylveon is very bulky. Does have a super effective move here in Psyshock, but no stab and no real attack stab on Sylveon. So goes for the move here. I'm going for the Acid Spray rather. Might be able to get to 2. Oh, Walrein ends up throwing. This is resisted Icicle Spear, but obviously we're very low. Gonna come in Cobaleon, start farming down. And it's Reggie in the back, which Cobaleon's decent against. Gonna probably throw all his energy out here and then allow Trevenant to be in 1 Shadow Ball range. Which it actually is probably from there. Well, it's Ultra League. I'm not sure. I definitely don't have an XL Reggie. And, I mean, maybe never will. That I did not do any or I didn't do very many raids when it was around. I think it's been around multiple times as well. But, yeah, I don't have that, so unfortunate because I do think it is a very good mon. Although the swords being implemented, having a double kick has probably lowered its value, but I still think it's probably the best mon in Ultra League. And if we have shown probably 5 or 6 videos of Ultra League and we haven't used the best mon in Ultra League, that's obviously a minus in the section for my mon. So we'll try to, well, we won't try to get one. If they ever come back, we'll try to get one, but until then, it's impossible. So, we'll see. Anyways, Mandibuzz here. I believe its defense was lowered already 2 times. You can go for the shield if you want to win switch. Might even survive this foul play anyways. Oh, survives with so much HP and has a move for the next mon. Didn't see the beginning mon that we had in here. Skarmory. Wow. Skarmory is actually one that I also have almost completed, but it's actually working out a lot during the Steel event here. The attack was reduced, and we got a Grassmon against a Grassmon, so a lot of resistant moves. The big moves are going to be, I think, the Stone Edge and the Shadow Ball. Shadow Ball going to be dealing a lot more damage than Stone Edge, so really the only things that could happen, well, Trevenant just hard wins this matchup now. You just shield this farm down, or you could just let it go and farm down with Cobaleon as well, since you know this is already double resisted again. Lives. Throw a Shadow Ball. Actually, probably throws a Seed Bomb. But, goes for the Shadow Ball, yeah. Doesn't want to get double resisted by the Skarmory. Anyways, I was saying, with the Steel event that were out there, I'm really trying to get some of those Skarmories. I have a hundo from a couple years ago, but I know that we're actually really close. Probably 80 more XL. Something like that. I'd have to open up the game. I'd have to open it up. It's something like 80 XL, I think. Actually, I won't even be able to tell because every time I have enough XL, I just level it up. All right, this is a horrific lead. Again, we come in with the Trevenant. It's the same thing we did last time, so it obviously seems like the case for what he does. Seems to always go straight for the Shadow Ball. Lets this go in a soft loss. Probably going to wait for the clock to time out and then come in with the Tentacruel, hoping the Cobaleon can farm everything else in the back, plus has the Stone Edge and a shield advantage. Probably needs to shield this possible Brave Bird. Tentacruel can do a lot of damage, especially if they switch out and you get the Acid Spray, right? So it looks like they're going to go Acid Spray. Clock's almost up with Cobaleon. Their clock obviously just starting out. They're locked in this matchup. So it's possible, okay, they didn't do it, but I was going to say it's possible they go for a shield, farm down all the way. But actually, this can't even be an Earthquake, so good call by them, by Aerosol. Wait, it could be an Earthquake, okay. Oh my god, he gets there. But I wonder if he's going to shield, but then you shield the Tentacruel, and then you just hope the last matchup is weak. Usually this comes with dark types or fighting types. Sometimes comes with fairies. Okay, it does end up being a Trevenant. Did they shield? Wow. I guess the Scald does do more damage. But this might just be it, unless this gold. I mean, double defense drop, but it's resisted. Maybe he's trying to go for an attack drop. Oh my god, he almost got it. That would have been insane. The hard countered in all 3 positions, almost got there, like literally in one more move. Probably Acid Spray wasn't going to be enough. I guess because he knew that he was getting to a move and the move was going to almost kill. If it was the Shadow Ball, which obviously shields are down, so it's always going to be the Shadow Ball. Another Talonflame lead. I'm kind of glad that the Talonflames are coming out here because we can showcase exactly what he does against a very hard counter matchup in an ABA weak to Talonflame situation. And it does seem like the Talonflames always try to stay in for a Brave Bird against the Tentacruel, which then ends up being shielded and a ton of farm to Tentacruel, allowing for that next matchup to be a Cobaleon matchup. Is this the same one? Did I put the same one in there twice? Let's see. If so, you'll never see this because I'll delete it. It does look like this is the same one because this is going to be the Earthquake. And then what was in the back? Trevenant. And then didn't get there with the farm down on... because he got to the Sacred Sword. Wait. Let's see. Shield. If this is Trevenant, I'm going to skip it. Oh, okay. We put the second one in there. Okay. Oh, wait. What was the lead? Okay, Obstagoon. This is a really good lead. They're taking double super effective damage from the man, I keep wanting to say counter. From the double kick. They end up coming in with Blastoise. Not a mon you see too much, but it is actually pretty bulky. I think it does come with Ice Beam, as well as obviously Hydro Cannon. Is an Ice Beam. Does shield correctly. Lags out. You know how we love that on this channel. Wow. And now you have to think, is this an Ice Beam? It's actually a Hydro Cannon. So the lag may have helped here, as in now he can get the full farm down, which I think he would have thrown a Seed Bomb before he gets to the Ice Beam. But that's not how the game's supposed to be, so that's kind of messed up. Comes back in with Obstagoon, taking the Seed Bombs. Oh, actually, comes back into the Cobaleon, gets a double kick in, throws the Sacred Sword. Maybe thinking that he really needs to save the Trevenant for the backline. Does end up being Nidoqueen, which resists both of these moves, so Sacred Sword probably does more since it's stab. And if Aerosol's throwing it, I believe in Aerosol here, so. Just does nothing against Nidoqueen. I guess you're just letting this go. Probably coming in with Trev, obviously. There's a Obstagoon in the back, so you don't really want that to be on the Trev. And you still have a lot of energy, probably 6. Wants him to throw the move here so that he doesn't throw it onto the Trevenant. It's actually pretty smart because he would have gotten to another Sacred Sword. Good swap by the opponent. Does have 7 energy worth of of Shadow Claws here, but I don't think Obstagoon's going to be doing very much to this. Cross Chop, not the way. Even if he caught that, he would have been throwing a Cross Chop into Trevenant. So yeah, that's not it. Got the attack rise though on the only one that went through. Probably has to shield this. Oh, I guess he's all in on the Trevenant, going for the win in the back. Still is probably like 3 away from a move. Oh, and he's got 2 Scalds here, so not going to get Poison Jab down resisted by Tentacruel here. So GG. Whew. I think we got a couple more battles here. Ampharos, that is not one you see. So the front matchup here is going to be neutral. They have a possibility of having Focus Blast. So we haven't seen Ampharos in a while. Let's go over it. It has Volt Switch, Thunder Punch, Zap Cannon, Focus Blast, and Dragon Pulse. I think Dragon Pulse is a Community Day move. So this is not a purified one, so no return, which I have seen before as well. Catches the next Thunder Punch here on a resisted mon, and it's pretty low, so this thing's going to die to anything in the back. Don't have to worry about it too much. Does come up with a Charmer. Going to be able to do 2 Shadow Balls to this probably, and then farm down with Tentacruel. They're probably going to shield one of these on Sylveon because it is super low. Actually, since one went through, just going to be able to do this Seed Bomb. Actually, looks like probably would not have made it to 2 Shadow Balls. So the first one going through is amazing. Okay. they chose that matchup to come into after the catch, so it's interesting to not come in with the Talonflame. Might not have mattered though. They actually do go for the Brave Bird up front, which is something you wouldn't think would happen. But they're doing it because they know that you're usually not going to shield the first move, because Talonflame, reducing its defense like that when it's stuck in there for a little bit of time, obviously was able to switch, but still stuck in there for a few jabs, usually not the way that it goes. They do sneak and incinerate, but it's going down, so GG. Okay, that's all the games here. So yeah, I just wanted to go over these games because obviously we do not have a Tentacruel that's excelled, and I just wanted you guys to know that it is good in Open Ultra, even though most people are using it in Weather Cup. And yeah, go ahead and use Tentacruel still if you've got it, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, and definitely hit the subscribe button. Let me know if you guys have been using Tentacruel in Open Ultra, and even if you've been using it in Weather Cup, let me know the teams you've been using, and I'll see you in the next one.